glasses of wine on Saturday. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't be a day drinker. Exactly, like any typical working person. The YAGPD B-bot? Well, I've just got it.
I imagine bots have a learning curve.
Well, it posted in World Anvil. Oh, you're right. It sent me a private message. And I said I was in.
Yeah, that part works for me too. Hey, I do have something that I can have for dinner that isn't a lot of work. I have half a box of soda crackers and some cheese. Sounds goes good with beer. I am sure Gareth is busy trying to write a character.
No, I'm good.
I don't mind.
I
Fine
am,
by me.
of course, good. Like Monday's a good switch day then. Kind of looking forward to be able to be gaming with my kids.
Your poor kids.
It won't be the first time we've done it.
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time, Rowan. Vroom, vroom, vroom.
On the bonus side, I got the last load of compost hauled today. At least I'm hoping it's the last load.
Now just to mix it in with the rest of the soil.
The last load went by the garden side for in case the stuff I spread before I didn't get everywhere really well. Sort of hard to tell when you're chucking it out of the back of the truck with a shovel to spread it across the garden.
Sorry I haven't written a journal yet for last game, so I'll have to fix that. You have a new follower.
Followers are good.
And we're live.
Hello and welcome to Toy Soldiers Old School. Sorry for the relatively little notice in changing our game night for those of you who have been following the campaign. But, people are going back to work. Things are moving along. There's a lot going on right now, to say the least. Maybe you need to not think about it for a while and relax and listen to, places where the fighting is a little more fictionalized. So, welcome, and we're glad you could join us tonight. We're still waiting for a couple of our players to show up here, but we're going to start without them. So, we'll start with our usual introductions in case you don't know us. Oh, and thank you very much for the follow gift of Gabby. Welcome aboard. I hope you enjoy the ride. All right, so I'm Diane Morrison, and I am the writer of the Toy Soldier Saga. And we are playing in that universe. I am playing Celine Wintermist. She is a young, idealistic, still not quite lost that yet, priestess of Arianrod, who is kind of a healer type. And she has joined the Avalonian Navy to see the universe and help people. My pronouns are she and her, or they. Volunteers for the next.
Oh, next is Rowan.
Hi, I'm Rowan. I play Von Darwin. She's a happy-go-lucky druid who's out to diverse and occasionally contributes a bit of wisdom. Pronouns, or my pronouns are she and her.
What is that noise? Is that coming out of the speaker? Is the speaker still on here? Yep, the speaker was interfering. Sorry, guys.
No, I turned it down.
Okay, and next was
Brianna?
Hi, I'm Brianna. My character is Madrimlian. He's a curmudgeonly type elf. Yeah, that's what he wants everybody to think. He prefers to be overlooked. He's a investigator, so he's part of the Elven Intelligence, Elven Imperial Navy Intelligence. And my pronouns are she, her.
Okay, Taz?
Hi, I'm Taz of GMinno99. I play Arden Spellsword, a Magus Magus who likes crafting. My pronouns are he, him.
And Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Aaron Mithimus. He's a more grizzled enlisted staff sergeant in the Marine. Kind of wound up mixed up with this whole bunch of nobles and officers and doing his best to make sure they be nobles and officers. Rounds are he, him.
good job description. That's cool.
Okay, I'm the game master. My name's Aaron. All right. I also play Ruavel Sunfall. All right. Ruavel is a... I don't know what you'd even describe him as. A bit of a shit disturber. Right, and
An idle noble with influenza. Or, affluenza.
Yeah, he's got affluenza. Right, and my pronouns are God Almighty.
You promoted yourself, your deityness.
Yes, almighty evil one.
Yeah, that's right. Almighty evil one. I like it. We'll stick with that.
Okay.
All right, we're still waiting for Dawn and Blake, but
you guys were in space.
The final frontier.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue. Okay.
Our 5-year mission.
I'm not going to say it. Okay.
Should we choose to accept it?
Now we're having like an out of science fiction experience. Okay. That's all right.
This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
I do believe we had just managed to bring in a bunch of people from a disaster in our fleet maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
We are guarding a convoy of colony ships from the planet, the moon Arianrod, where they're in orbit around, to world tree planet called Yggdrasil Sprout. And we're just about to leave, and everything kind of blew up because somebody zigged when they should have zagged, and 2 ships fell apart, and we had to rescue a bunch of people. And that's where we were, as I recall.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I spend my time in the, where the sick bay, the hospital has been cleared until I am told to do otherwise.
Likewise.
I'm the errand boy. AKA the messenger.
Yeah, sorry, Aaron's adjusting our sound effects thing. It's not working tonight for some reason.
It is working.
Oh, is it? I can't hear it at all.
Some of it's pretty quiet.
Oh, I hear it now. Okay.
Oh, it's not working.
Yeah, we're having technical problems. Sorry, guys.
What the fuck? Did you turn this down?
Yeah, I did. Okay, so it's coming through there, but not the
Right.
stream for some reason, eh?
Right. That's working.
There we
Why
go.
did that sound like an R2 unit?
Yeah, there's a background noise he hasn't cut out yet. Should I turn down the speaker now?
No, it's not coming out of our headphones.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it is. I hear a droid noise coming out of the headphones.
Sure, that's coming out of the headphones.
Well, incidentally, he has done nothing different since the last stream. I don't know what the hell's going on. Maybe we should forget about it and carry on.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm not doing sound effects this game.
Yeah, I'll have to edit them into the podcast later.
Yeah. Anyways. Most of you are told to go back to your duty stations. Right, if you don't have any business immediately with the wounded. Can I help you? Need another pill?
Okay, well, I'm going to continue, like I said, and if my healing abilities aren't of any use, then I'll do some of the, carry type stuff. Right? Bedpans and things like that.
Yep.
Exactly. Past bandages, etc.
Yeah. So people go and do their duties, and the fleet carries on.
I believe they were drinking a toast to the fallen in the in Marine country.
Yeah, the Marines are all drinking a toast to the fallen. Can you close the door for him?
Looks like he's got it.
Yeah. Okay, so life goes on. What can I say?
Okay, so when my shift is done then, I guess I head back to, well, actually, am I in the Mideast berth still?
No.
I guess I've been moved.
Yep, to a lieutenant's berth.
I guess I go get my stuff and move it to the lieutenant's berth. Where the junior officers stay there.
Berth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems I just got comfortable, she says as she comes in.
To the junior officers?
No, to the,
Middies.
whichever one of us middies is on, is around in the berth at the time.
Well, enjoy your new digs.
Imagine.
What was that, Ron?
Yeah, enjoy more space. Enjoy more space, because I imagine Bonvin got off at the same time that Celine did.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. She says, probably I'm going to get relegated to the darkest, cobwebbiest corner, she says. I do believe it's tradition.
Oh, so you'll fit right in, ma'am.
Mm-hmm, she says. Yeah, shoulders are dunnage and heads off.
Yeah.
Yep, look around the room. Well, now you're stuck with me.
I quit, says Ravel.
If you quit,
I
you'll
don't
never
think
get
we're
her
allowed
attention.
to quit, says Bonvin, so you just have to.
Not for a year, he says.
Besides, if you quit, how are you ever supposed to get her attention?
Whose attention?
The lieutenants?
He raises an eyebrow. He says, I don't need anybody's help getting people's attention.
I've seen the way you look at it. Yeah, but if you quit, you lose any chances. Or, well, how about this? Your chances are diminished.
Good thing Selena's not here to overhear this conversation.
Buddy entered your channel.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
What did we miss?
Just people being told to go back to their duty stations, and Celine coming and moving her stuff out of the middies berth into the junior officer's berth.
Okay.
And a lot of Aaron swearing at the sound effects because they're not working.
Yeah, the sound effects are not working tonight, so I'm not doing them.
Okay.
I gotta run unplug my deep freeze real quick, guys. I forgot to do it before game. Sorry.
Okay.
All right, so I head into the junior officers' quarters
Mm-hmm.
with my dunnage. Oh God, I'm going to be rooming with Lieutenant Goldenbow. Oh, I just realized. Okay. She composes her face. Yep.
Now
Yeah.
she clues into why Jimmy made the comment he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, the junior officers are all hanging around in the berth. The ones that aren't on duty. Right. Roll a luck roll.
A luck roll. Da-na-na-na. Pretty good, 16 it looks like.
As luck would have it, Lieutenant Goldenbow is not here.
Isn't that fortunate? She smiles at everyone and she says, "Hi, they tell me I've been promoted."
So we heard, this is one of the lieutenants. Congratulations.
Thank you. She says, "You got a bunk left in this place, or should I pitch a hammock?" She says.
We got bunks.
Nice.
She goes, you can have any of those two right there.
Anyone, eh?
Any one of those two.
Yeah, she looks to see if she can tell where Golden Bow might be staying, because I'm picking the one that's farthest away from him.
You can't tell. Actually, you think he might be in the bed near the door, because it's all done up like super
Oh, yes, that's
militant.
got to be him. Okay, yes. So I'll take the one, like, away from the door.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, toss her stuff in her locker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she doesn't have to introduce herself. She's been
You know all these guys.
on the ship for quite some time. And they're going to need names eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But at any rate, she comes over and sees what they're doing.
Playing cards. High queens. Or red queens.
Red queen. Yeah. She says, "Doing well?"
And not bad. You want to steal you in?
"Sure," she says. "Thanks."
Yeah. They deal you in.
Celine does not like gambling. However, they invited her, and you don't, like, turn down the first thing you're invited to do. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're not gambling for money.
Oh, good. Okay.
No. Cigars.
Oh, all right then. Well, I'll have to, like, owe you because I don't have any, but...
Here, so the guy hands you some.
That's nice of you, thanks, she says.
No problem, he says. He says, my dad's brother, my uncle, he's a tobacconist.
Oh, really?
I get really good cheap deals on it whenever we're in town.
She says, "Well, I'll keep that in mind." She's thinking, okay. I know people who like cigars.
In the meantime, you guys go back to your berth after your shifts. Except for you, of course, Sergeant, who goes to the barracks.
Marine country.
Marine country. Anybody doing anything special or just doing their typical?
Typical, I
Just the
guess.
typical.
Madrillen's going to be studying his dictionary and making notes.
Okay.
He's also going to head to the library and scour the shelves for any Svartalfar books.
No. Yeah.
All right, something to put on his list then.
Yep. So the event goes much less eventful from that point on.
I imagine people are a lot more cautious.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, there were 7 Marines killed in the
That's not good.
thing, so Yasma was invited to a drink in honor of the fallen Marines. So was Crowley.
Okay.
They drank some elven brandy.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Tasty.
Okay, because I don't want to get this fleet into a fight in space.
At least at the moment.
Well, I don't want a fleet getting into a fight in
Yeah.
space.
Well, who's going to mess with a moving fleet? A
Right.
convoy like this?
Right.
You know, we're not currently at war with anybody.
So do you remember how long it takes to get across the system?
Oh, hell. You asked me this now. You should have asked me this before the game. I think it takes about a month.
Yeah, I think it's 30 days, is what we said. Okay, I'm going to advance the time to when you get there then. Is anybody doing anything special over the course of the next 30 days?
Inventing my spell.
Yep.
Working on practicing my arcanist stuff, writing in my spell book that I acquired while we had that undefined leave time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Studying psychic powers, studying language, and working on my alchemies.
Okay.
Practicing my
Studying the-
swordmanship.
Yeah. And Chris?
Studying the fighting ships book and looking in the library and seeing what they have on like sorcerers and the Fey bloodlines and stuff, like my mom was.
Oh, yeah, they got a few books on sorcery and stuff like that, and a couple books on Fae, right? But, you know, those are more common in the Elven Empire. Yeah. Having books from your enemies generally isn't.
Right. Well, right now, the only enemy that the sergeant knows of is the Dark Elves we left back on the moon.
Right.
Yep.
And pirates. Hence the studying of the fighting ships book.
Yeah.
Occasionally, Cthulhu's and Shagathi.
Yeah.
But, you know, not usually in numbers anyway.
Yeah, for your information, Cthulhu's are a replacement for Mind Flayers, and Shagathi are a replacement for Beholders. They're not like them, though. Like, Cthulhu's are sort of squid-faced monsters.
They're very much like Mind Flayers. They really are.
They really
Because they're
are.
like right out of Lovecraft.
Yeah, but they're more Lovecraftian. And Shagathi are just floating amorphous blobs of eyes. Right? Sort of purple in color.
Oh, different colors.
Well, different colors, but...
Yeah.
Crowley's gonna spend most of the month in the library when he's not hunting down rats for
Okay. Taz,
studying up on
I'm probably
everything.
Okay. So, Taz, go ahead.
I'm probably Arden's probably spending his time researching, crafting things,
Okay.
learning about new alternate materials, for the most part, and the associated costs.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can think of that he's doing in his spare time.
Okay. Travel in space is like travel anywhere, usually long and boring. For 30 days, and you guys know it's going to be 30 days, and you guys just travel. You see, the only thing you see is the other ships in your fleet.
Space flows past the portholes like wine.
Yep.
To quote a rather famous line about space opera.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Do we port in at Mananan, or is it nowhere near?
No, Manhattan's nowhere near at the moment.
Okay.
Right? Probably on the way back, you'll port in at Manhattan.
Nice. Okay.
But, anyways, on the 25th of Rose Moon, 30 days later.
Hang on.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just checking my character for a moment.
Okay, so she's got something she wants to do with her character.
Okay.
Yeah, Von Ben would like to have a conversation with Lieutenant Tremaine.
Okay.
Well, sure, he's approachable and friendly. You
But
guys
while
work together pretty closely, so.
What was that, Rod?
while they're working, she says to him, so while they're working together, she says to him one day, she says, so I have a strange question. Why does the Navy float people with ships this big into space? Why not compost them in the garden so that they're always a part of the ecosystem and with their shipmates?
It's a good question, he says. Different people have different customs, he says. In particular, I think that the people that we commended to the void were worshippers of Arianrod and wanted to be in the stars where she is, he says. But I like your idea, he says, and I've expressed a wish to do that myself.
Okay, I was just sort of wondering, it seemed a little bit, wasteful.
I don't disagree, he says. Some people prefer to be brought home, he says. That's an interesting, if you can, anyway. He says, I mean, it's not always possible, but when it is, the people who come from Talasian space usually prefer to be brought home. But they were from Carthan space, he says.
I was just sort of, okay. It just seems sort of odd, that's all.
Well, people have a variety of customs, and they don't always make sense to me either, he says.
Fair enough.
I like the way you think, though, he says. I agree, it's wasteful.
Yeah, so.
Well, you know how it goes. Waste not, want not.
On the 25th of Rose Moon, while you're in the midst of your duties, right, you are all released from duty except for the lieutenant.
Okay.
To go to the deck to take a look at Peridot as you come into orbit.
What am I doing at the time?
Very cool.
Ah, okay. Supervising, eh? Quote unquote.
Yes. Supervising the middies to look on there. Of course, the sergeant's seen 1,000 planets.
I don't know. He might try to sneak a look at this one though if he hasn't come close to it before. There's not a
Yeah.
lot of trees of life in the universe.
Yep. An immense tree spanning as far as your eyes can see, right? Across the horizon and up into the night and down into the void, right? This tree extends, right? And as you approach it, right, you can see that it's got planets in its roots.
What?
Yep.
Huge.
Yeah, immense.
That's
We're pulling
amazing.
up to Peridot, right?
Yep.
Sergeant looks over at the lieutenant and goes, home sweet home.
Oh, you're from Peridot. Wonderful, she says. You have to show us around, Staff Sergeant. That'd be amazing, she says. If we get a chance, of course.
Yasma's eyes are just bugging out her head right now.
The tree shimmers in shades of iridescent kind of. It looks like it might be partially made of crystal or perhaps covered in water. It's like shimmery greens and blues and purples, and depending on the light. Oh, God.
Like
Tree
Mother of
Dead
Pearl?
Heroes.
Been
Yeah, kind of a bit like Mother of Pearl, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, a bit. Yeah. It's iridescent. You've got it, yeah.
Does it have leaves?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, huge fucking leaves. As True Undead Hero says, tremendous leaves.
That's what I said, oh God, about. I saw that in the chat.
Try to draw this tree.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Bonvin's up to, drawing and sketching and writing notes.
Mm-hmm.
Benjamin is just making mental notes and trying to memorize everything that he can see about it.
Yes, because Celine is quote unquote supervising, she will not be gawking, but she has never been here either.
Right.
And she's like, wow. Well, she'll be trying not to gawk. I'm sure that Arian can tell that she's, amazed by it too.
Openly gawking.
Yeah, not openly gawking. That's right.
Benjamin looks over and winks at her.
She pretends not to notice, but she smirks a little.
Crowley thinks to himself, I wonder what kind of birds land in that tree.
Big ones.
Well, there are gulls. Lots of them.
Let's briefly try the sound effects again, see if... No? No? Oh.
No, I don't want to fuck with it.
Okay.
I'll figure out what's wrong with it after the game and have it set up for next game.
Okay.
Wait, I think I might know what's wrong with it.
Okay. Cool.
Give me just a second.
Because this needs, like, the theme music or something. Oh, God, Brianna. Really? She says in the chat, we should just leave the tree alone.
Sergeant who grew up with this view.
Yes,
Always-
did. There we go, it's working.
he always wonders why people are so amazed by it, whereas he's amazed by like the little marble worlds floating in the middle of the void with nothing to hold them up.
Makes perfect sense.
Sorry, I just had to put another one in there.
Worst part of fighting a tree is its bark is really worse than its bite, says Brenda here. And Brianna says, or set down roots. Please don't branch out any further. Alright.
Yeah, we might get a splinter.
Jokes as bad as this. Okay. Yes, we're approaching the beautiful, amazing tree with worlds in its roots.
Yes. Right? The fleet is ordered to break up, basically. Enter orbit, and they start transferring people and supplies to the ground.
Right. This is going to take days.
Yeah, weeks. Right? In the meantime, middies are called to the captain's quarters, along with their lieutenant and their sergeant.
Okay,
Yep,
go
head
report
there.
in. Ma'am?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go report in.
She goes, so how are my favorite troubleshooters?
I suspect that you want to hear ready and willing to do another job, ma'am, she says.
Would that be the case?
Always.
Avalana.
She says, of course. Avalana. I was just teasing, she says.
She says, this is the second colonization run that we've done for Peridot. There's a community set up, she says, and called Skyreach. It's a military base, and people are operating out of that. She says, however, people are moving out to expand on Peridot, and opportunistic pirates, brigands, but they obviously came here by ship,
Of course.
right, have been preying on the caravans.
I see.
She says, I need a group of stalwart people to find out where they're coming from and put a stop to it.
Of course, we're at your service, ma'am.
What do you need?
Civilian credentials.
Is the Navy an authority here? Do we
Yes.
have the authority? Okay. But yes, otherwise, she nods at the Drumlian. Hello? Has said something?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Ma'am, Sergeant
Yes.
says,
Yes, Sergeant,
Yes,
go ahead.
Sergeant.
if I may suggest, perhaps if we could have a small ship at our disposal in case we have to branch out further than we can go on foot.
Absolutely, she says. She says, I'm going to put a torpedo boat at your disposal.
Thank you, ma'am.
She says it should be big enough you can recruit a couple of pilots and things you might need for it.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that, she says.
Right. And, yes.
She says, but wouldn't that mean they'd be in charge? All the official pilots outrank me, ma'am.
No, they don't.
Pilots are usually officers.
Yeah, the junior officers.
Yeah, but she's an acting junior lieutenant, and she's like the most recent.
True. Okay, put your people to work piloting it.
Understood, ma'am. Yeah, she realizes basically they're being sent because they're idle and have nothing better to do.
Mhm.
Ma'am,
Go ahead, Sergeant.
are any of the enlisted Marines fighter pilots here?
Says, we do have a couple that have been training as fighter pilots,
Oh, good.
Perhaps we could use them as pilots.
and perhaps you can. Why don't you get them?
Yes,
Says
ma'am.
she names a couple of Marines that you're aware of.
I'll speak to the Marine commander and make sure they get DOD to us.
Very good, Staff Sergeant.
Loot and part to go check in with the and gather up the pilots.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to have the help, she says.
He says, okay, report to the spoiled brat.
The spoiled brat. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Avalana.
Before we leave, ma'am, may I ask a question?
Of course.
Permission to take one of the other minis and go undercover?
No.
What for?
We don't know what's out there, she says. Going undercover would be too dangerous. Right? We don't know what these people are, who they are, or where they came from, or what their connections are. You'd be going in blind.
Yes, ma'am.
What information do we have, ma'am?
We know they're operating in small groups and using starfaring vessels to make their escape on. Fighter craft. Heavy fighters, small freighters.
I see, she says.
She says, we believe they have a base somewhere. We're not sure where. And we believe that they are operating out of some sort of warship.
I assume if we see the warship, we are not to engage, she says.
Right.
Okay.
You are to inform us of where it is, and then we will bring the fleet to engage it.
Understood.
She says,
Okay. She says, do we know where the attacks have come from? Is there anyone who's been charting that out?
yes.
Great.
Yeah, she gives you a map.
Excuse me.
Right. It's got some various attack points on it. Any further questions?
Well, is it a topographical map?
Sorta.
Yeah, I'm German's looking for things like ambush spots for like high elevation for deadfalls and stuff like that we utilize to cut off escape and whatnot.
Doesn't have anything listed like deadfalls on it.
It's what? I mean, like, are you thinking a broad area kind of thing? Or is it like all localized?
It's a broad area.
Okay.
Right. It covers the area of Skyreach and the various colony areas outside of it.
Okay.
Right. That's why they believe they have a warship, because they have to have a
Right.
base
Which is why
somewhere,
there's
because
no
there's too
deadfalls,
spread out.
because the region is too big. Okay. Okay.
Right.
Do we happen to have times and dates of these attack locations on that map?
Yep.
Perfect.
Is there any pattern?
Not that you can determine off the top of your head. Nothing painfully obvious or anything.
I'd like some extra supplies, she says, in case we have
Absolutely.
to be out for
What
a
do you
while.
need?
She says,
Take what you need from PX.
thank you, ma'am.
She writes you out an order saying that you're to take what you need from the PX.
Do you think we'd need anything from the armory, Sergeant?
Sergeant has already departed to gather up his marine.
Oh, right, I forgot.
Right.
Okay. Right, okay. She says, she says, I'll consult with the staff sergeant, she says, but if he recommends it, do we have authority to take things from the armory?
Undoubtedly.
Thank you, ma'am.
She says, I'm sure I don't have to tell you to be careful.
No, ma'am, she says.
All
I
of
promise that I will prevent us from doing anything reckless, she says, looking at those quote-unquote Sunfall boys.
Yeah, they look innocent. Right? Butter wouldn't melt in their mouth right now.
Mm-hmm. She says, and I'm sure that the staff sergeant will be probably even more diligent than that, and they're scared of him, she says.
Okay, can I ask you to give them a hand, Crowley?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Since your senses and abilities came in invaluable last time.
Yes, Crowley was amazingly helpful.
Exceedingly so.
If there were ship's cat first class, I'd recommend him for it.
Well, we could change him from ship's cat to ship's mascot.
I don't know about that. He might run away with that, she says.
Probably.
Well, if I think of anything else before we leave, ma'am, may I come back?
Of course.
Thank you, she says. I think otherwise we're...
Door's always open, people.
Thank you, Captain.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, Commodore, she says. Yeah.
Alright, you're dismissed.
Yep, salutes and heads out.
Saluting it out.
Yeah. And you arrive back to basically the deck with two Marines there, Sergeant.
I am AFK for a moment while you're doing that. Go ahead.
So, with me is Corporal Enton Daystealer and Corporal Adgate Sunpacer.
Sure.
Just give me a second to get those written down.
Bring our dunnage and assume that I know where the spoiled brat is located.
Yeah, it's moored up the side of the ship.
They get their stuff stowed away, and I explain to them that
Yeah. The rest of you go collect your stuff.
Yes,
Yep.
collect all the gear. Might need it.
Yep.
I explained to them that Acting Captain Wintermist will be their commanding officer at this.
Yes, Staff Sergeant.
And what were the corporal's names again?
Enton Daystealer, Adgate Sunpacer.
Sorry, I had to take an allergy pill.
Alright, I got them down in the notes.
So I have a question here as an assistant storyteller,
Okay.
right? Do we want the players to have the map? Remember, I did make a map of Peridot. Would that be of visual use?
I think it's a little late,
It is a little late period, yes.
but it might help to know where things are going on.
Okay, so do keep in mind. Oh wait, no, I can't give it to them.
No?
No, I have to do some alterations. It'll have to wait for next session.
Okay, next session we'll have a map for you.
There's information in there that would be spoilers for this game. I will have to take out.
Yeah.
So that's all right. I can do that.
Uh-huh. Fun. I was thinking that we could use a map to look at all the plot data points that we just got.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no. So, please don't look at the map, guys. I will make alterations, and we will do it next time.
Yeah.
Okay, but I will look at the map.
You go out to the deck where you see the sergeant and his two corporals stowing their gear on the spoiled brat.
Yes,
Sorry.
that's the ship name.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Named after you, was it, ma'am?
Probably, she says. Thank you for coming along, she says to the other enlisted folks there. We'll be
Corporal?
happy to have your assistance.
No problem, ma'am. We're happy to help.
She says, Staff Sergeant, do you think we'll need anything from the armory?
Never hurt to make sure that we have plenty of arrows and other consumables.
Nods. That's what I figured. Okay. Then let's load up some supplies from the armory. We're told we can have whatever supplies we want for the boat from the PX. She says, depending on where they are, I mean, I understand there's a lot of forest that is unexplored on Peridot, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Sergeant, you are aware of this. There's lots of forest unexplored here.
Ma'am, yes, there is a lot that's unexplored, but that depends on your definition of unexplored.
Gotcha.
If you're talking about an Alphar's definition, yes, lots of it's unexplored. If you're talking about a Nuneni, maybe not quite as much.
Understood, she says. Well, she says, I just figured we might be out in some areas and not close to an urban center for some time, and we may want to take a few extra supplies just in case. I'm an urban girl, and I would not know how to live off the land in the forest. I've spent enough of my time on a ship that would be something I would... So maybe it's better that I take some, dried goods and whatnot. Don't poison myself with the poison oak or something. She says...
All mushrooms are edible.
Once.
Yep.
It's fun, Ben.
I have a rudimentary knowledge of wilderness survival. However, I also suggest we gather up some sweets.
What,
Crowley
you trying to lure
says-
Von Vin off? Ravel?
No, I was
Crowley
thinking...
says the things you know you have with you: small satchel of salt, extra water.
Mm-hmm.
Hunt
Good
for
idea.
food out there, but salt and extra water are provisions we need to do not know where we're going or what we're going to find or how long we're going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
extra water,
and salt to purify it. Yep.
No, I was thinking sweets because we had such good assistance from the fawn on Arianrod that we might be able to acquire similar assistance in this.
Not a bad idea, actually. Okay.
Sure, he's trying to lure off Fogvid.
I doubt we're going to have a lot of
All
time
right.
for that. We are going to be at work.
All right, London.
I was going to say, and we should take advantage of the fact that we can access the BX for whatever we need, because I bet you not a single one of us has replenished our ration stash.
Right.
Oh, good point.
And you gave them to all the slaves.
Good idea, she says. I'm sure
Very
those
true.
of us who are experienced in the military probably have, actually. Right? I'm sure I have, Madrimlian has, Arian has, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But I doubt
I
other
would have
people
forgotten.
have. Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah. So you guys replenish your stocks.
Arden said he'd spent a fair bit of time on the ship as a youth, so I'm sure he has too.
I also have a lot of camping gear. Apparently. So,
Good. That'll come in
Good,
handy.
it'll come in handy.
Yeah, I've got a mess kit including pot and stuff.
backpack, bedroll, belt pad.
Yep, likewise.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I've got some camping gear and some fishing stuff.
Some fishing stuff? Okay.
But some tents might be in order.
Yep, I doubt I have like any camping gear, so I just get
No.
some.
Yeah.
And I'll ask other people what I should get if I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I know what the basic survival
London has
supplies
tents.
are, but
London has a tent?
Yep.
Okay.
waxed 6x6 canvas, hammock.
Yeah.
Always good to keep off the ground and unfamiliar.
Yeah. Okay, so
Maybe we should get some tree tents.
do you guys want to get some tree tents?
Sounds like an idea.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm thinking we should pick Central Point on that map.
yes, that's a good idea. Now, alright, so I don't know if you've looked at the map of Peridot recently. Okay, so, Peridot is, it's smaller than you would expect, but it has an almost Earth-like gravity, right? And, that's Arian knows that that's just an effect of being in the proximity of a tree of life, right? They sort of manipulate gravity somehow. Nobody really understands how it works, but they know it works. So the Paradosian continent, there's only one, right, is basically divided into a thick lower section, which people call the trunk or the root, and then there are 3 quote unquote branches, right? And the reason why they're called branches is not because they actually are branches, but because they kind of stick out in 3 different directions, right? And tend to be covered in woods, right? Lots of different forests. The very northern part of the continent is tropical, and it goes down into taiga, quite a lot of taiga in the root. And if you're wondering, taiga is like where most of us live in the interior of BC,
Yeah.
snow forest,
Yeah, like
right?
Prince
Boreal
George,
forest, right?
like places that Chris wouldn't know about.
Yeah. Well,
He was
he
in the
might. He was
Navy.
in the Navy. He knows
He
about
probably
these
knows about
places,
them.
right? But there is an ice cap in the southern portion, right? A permafrost. Skyreach, the Skyreach Crown Colony is located on the what they call the Central Branch, right? And it is surrounded by at its northern tip, it's tropical forest, and at its southern tip of Skyreach, it's temperate forest, right? And it's almost completely it's off the coast. Obviously, they wanted water harbor and all that sort of thing. And then there's a big mountain range that is separates it from the inland, right? North of that, along the central branch, there is a Nunnehi nation known as Kanathi.
Probably where Chris is from.
Yeah, that's probably where. Yeah, but he's she, so maybe not,
I
right?
thought he was Nini.
I'm new nanny.
Oh, you are Nunnehi. Okay, never mind. I was mistaken. Right. Right. Yes. So that probably is where you're from, actually.
Most of the
Right.
party is she, except for like 2 people.
Right. Right. Sorry. Okay. So then, south of Skyreach, towards more of the center area of the continent, there is a small mostly religious community of she elves called Adinalilith. And there's also a small mixed star elves and elfar. Right, there are a handful of star elves there, right, called Cleastalin is what it's called.
We're gonna take a break, babe.
Right. So okay, sorry, just a sec. Aaron says we have to take a momentary break.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
hold on just a
Yep.
moment here, and we'll see what is going on. Hey, Darth Vader, nice of you to join us. Oh, True Undead Hero needs some clarification, right? He says, wait, this tree is tectonically active? It has mountains? No, there's a world, a small world, rocky world that lives in the not the branches, the roots of the tree.
Uh-huh.
Right, and that is, yeah, and it's tectonically active.
I'm at a pause.
Okay, we're just going to have to pause this for just a second, guys. Hold on, can you...
Yep.
Okay, take this off the line, Mike.
You're out? We could help you out. We're in your driveway, so got some. Okay, we'll be right in just one sec.
So the sergeant and the corporals are on Spoiled Brat. Can you let me know the first time that Celine starts to come across the gangplank?
Yep, the officer on deck, right?
You're later. Elf. Eric, you know my phone.
Unless they got headphones to their phones.
Yeah. It's not there. It's in the front seat. Just because, yeah. Wait. Where?
rat. You can't hear.
Hey, you go to.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Something.
I work for the state environment department down here in New Mexico. I do inspections and enforcement on underground storage tanks and above ground storage tanks, or like gas stations. And
We're contaminating the ground soil.
Yeah, can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Oh, now we can hear you. Okay.
Pure sorcery.
Okay, I'm a moron there, Ben. I've just been talking to you for the last 10 minutes and you can't hear me because I had the mic muted. I was saying that there are dogs and cats in space, but they are basically just dogs and cats, right? There are races that are cat-like Crowley's Phenop race, right, and stuff like that. There are dog-like races like wargs, right? And ships run on magical power generated by people with magical abilities, like Sharon said, druids, mages, and stuff. Yeah, fun.
Okay, are we ready to resume?
Yes.
Are we sitting comfortably? And we begin.
Sorry for the break there, guys. That's the thing when you do live streams, right? Sometimes life occurs.
Yeah.
We were due for a break anyway.
Yeah, it's about break time. 7:30.
Fair enough. All right. Chris reminded me that Arian needs to know at the point when Celine is about to step onto the ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. So that you can call out Captain on deck.
I'm not a captain. I've not been promoted.
Acting. You are in charge of a vessel.
Actually, as she comes across the gangplank, I signal Corporal Fun Pacer. He rings 2 times on the ship's bell, and in his best parade ground voice, Sergeant bellows out, "Boiled brat arriving!"
Spoiled brat arriving.
That's right. Yep, that's the way it goes. Good job. Yep. She's like, she maintains a straight face with effort.
Everybody comes to attention. Some sooner than others.
Some sooner than others, eh?
Well, yeah, I'm sure the newbies don't realize it.
Yeah. What? Oh, yeah. This is one of them ceremonial Navy things, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, as soon as the bell rings, Madrillen's already snapping too.
Yep. Well, as you were, she says.
Yeah, people go back to what they were doing.
Still in gear.
She now thinks to herself that she owes her mother a prank or two when we're on holiday. Because she had to know that was how it was going to go. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, by best parade ground voice, the sergeant means he makes sure everybody on area and outside hears that.
Yep, I'm sure he does. Oh god, that's gonna stick. I know it.
Yeah, you're now Brat. Lieutenant Brat.
Lieutenant Brat. And she says, sorry, I'm waiting for the GM to finish coughing. She says, so status report, where are we at? She says. Nodding.
Well, ma'am, since I was acting NCO of the deck, I hand over deck and con to you.
I have
Your
the deck
boat
in front.
now.
She says.
I believe the middies are doing whatever you told them to. I put Corporal here on side watch, and the other Corporal is down familiarizing himself with the spin dizzy.
Excellent. Excellent, she says. Okay.
Never flown anything this big, man, says the corporal.
Well, then we'll take her out nice and easy, shall we?
Yes, ma'am.
She says, looks like you middies are going to actually have to work for a living.
We're no strangers to it, ma'am, says Ravel.
All right, then, she says. Let's,
What is the crew? What is the crew requirement for this boat?
About 6 people.
Yeah. So is it just us, or do we have any?
Yeah, it's just you and your pilots.
Well, let's show these greenhorns how to pull ropes, shall we?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Alana, ma'am.
Yep. Assign people to the various, sail crew and
Rudder crew.
rudder crew and...
Yeah.
Thank goodness I have profession sailor.
I will make sure that every greenhorn is being supervised. Every dirt sider is being supervised by someone who knows what they're doing, so that we do not crash into the side of the ship, because greenhorns are hopeless when it comes to sails.
Crowley, on the meantime, is looking for rats. Can't imagine him pulling a rope, so.
Oh, he would if he were asked, I'm sure.
Ma'am,
Yes.
might I suggest we have Crowley as lookout?
She says, do you think you would know enough about what to inform us of and how the directional information on a ship works to do that, Crowley?
I believe I can.
All right. Then up in the crow's nest
Port,
you get.
that direction. Starboard, that direction. 4.5. Correct? And for the record, it pointed right, left, forward, backward.
Okay, then he corrects him and says, port is left.
Oh, well, there we go. Now I know.
She's worried now.
Crowley
perhaps you
gives
should-
Crowley gives a smile. Yeah, I'll get up in the crow's nest. I'll relay anything untoward.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, Sergeant.
perhaps you should explain to him how the point system works.
Yes, she says, before you go tearing off. She says, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to bore the... do you think you could do a simple explanation like because I'm, the quick and dirty version there, Chris? Because I don't want to, take up a bunch of time explaining.
She's not good at quick and dirty.
I am not good at quick and dirty.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with the point system. On modern Navy, we use bearings.
Okay, well, what I had in
Let's-
my thought about how ship navigation works, because this is a sailing ship, but it is in space, right? So you can't use the two-dimension, point system effectively in space. There's too many directions, right? So I'll post the thing on it, but basically, the direction when you're okay. I didn't want to do a big long explanation, but
measured in spherical.
Yes, it's measured in spherical, and the way the ship
Okay.
turns, right? When it turns up and down, right? That's
Yeah.
pitch, right?
Yeah.
When it goes back and forth,
Side
to side, that's yaw, right? And when it spins around its axis, that's roll, right? So, you would say, I thought about it in terms of a 360-degree circle. So you might say, uh, you know, pitch 15, yaw 25, and that's how you would think of it in terms of degrees of a circle.
Yeah. Yeah, measured
For-
in degrees on the sphere.
Right.
Yeah, I
Okay,
understand completely what you're saying.
So it is the bearing system then.
Yeah, it is the bearing system, yeah.
But for the quick and dirty way, we could just do high off the port bow, high off the starboard bow, low off the port bow,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
Go off the starboard aft, Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think it has to be, right? Because we are talking about a three-dimensional space, right? So,
And you have to have directions in 3 dimensions, and they have to be reasonably quick.
yeah. Does that make sense, Crowley?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Okay, great. Get up there and let's do it. She kind of momentarily whispers a prayer to Aaronrod. Please guide his ability to navigate so we do not end up going port when we should be going starboard. It's silent. She doesn't say it out loud. That is so loud.
Mm.
I wish there was room on the other table.
So a quick question. If I have
Yes.
to do a roll, would that be under pilot or fly?
Either would work.
Okay, so is the one that I have the bigger bonus in.
Yep.
Always choose the one you have the bigger bonus in.
If it's an option. Our sign still says Saturdays at 6.
I changed it. You said it changed it last time.
It didn't change it this time.
I don't know why it didn't work. I did it. I saved it and everything.
Yeah?
I did.
I'll check it later.
Okay. He was giving me heck. I was like, I'm going to change the date before we sit down. And of course, it for some reason didn't work on his computer. Maybe his Dropbox wasn't active or something.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Who was in, or who was at helm?
Corporal. What's his last name?
Day Stealer.
Day Stealer.
Corporal, do you have the helm?
Avalana, I have the helm.
All right. Well, steady as she goes.
Avalana.
Away with the bowlines, she says.
Away with the bowlines. Yep. People on the bow throw the bowlines off.
Yep, start casting off.
And he goes, Avalana, steady as she goes. Pick up
Hoist the
Crispin.
gangplank.
Wasn't it already hoisted?
It was hoisted.
Okay. And she says, all right. Sorry, I was waiting there. All right, set the sails.
Hoist the mainsail. Set the top sail.
21 proficient sailor to set sails.
Yeah. Make a profession sailor's check.
Okay.
Am I making any checks, or is this entirely in the hands of the group?
Charisma.
Gotcha.
$19.
Okay.
Nice. Reach my dice, which I put on the floor like an idiot. Okay.
Is everyone doing a check or just?
Yeah. Yeah, sales check. Sailor check.
Basically, I think it's let him know if you fail catastrophically, more or less.
Yeah.
I rolled a 15, so it didn't fail catastrophically yet.
17 for my charisma check.
Okay, you can
What?
at any time during this thing aid another and give +2 to anybody, even after they roll, but before you know the result.
Copy.
What is... What's the skill?
Profession sailor.
Passion.
Profession.
Crowley got 11.
Okay.
If
A
somebody-
natural 20 for Von Vin.
Okay.
Okay, so Aaron says that I can aid another after somebody's rolled, but before I know the result. So if you do terribly grunt or something, don't give me the result. Just grunt.
No, before I tell you the result, whether or not they succeeded or failed.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I got a 7.
Okay, I think that I'll probably end up aiding him.
Okay.
You heard the 21 from me.
Yes. All right. So you guys begin setting sails. All right. All right. Arden is up on the main mast, setting down the sails when Celine notices that he's about to step on a gull and come crashing down there.
Where are your foot?
Right? Warning him of that, he doesn't wipe out off the fucking main mast.
Oops,
Right?
no.
Because you got high enough that you didn't actually do it. But you drop your sails. Right? You aren't helping in this situation, but you didn't fail by bad enough that you got catastrophic.
Useful.
Yep.
Crowley, you mind lending him a hand up there?
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Madriman also grabs the ropes that also assist with that sail to lower it down.
Yeah. Okay, and the magic winds catch the sails and push you away from the ship and into orbit. We begin to descend to the planet's surface.
Now, I personally forget what the angle is that you have to set an incoming ship at in real life to enter atmosphere properly.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it 35 degrees?
I think it might be. That's
Yeah, I
what the
seem to
number is
recall
that comes to
something.
my mind, too. So she directs you to pitch up 35.
Pitch down.
Yeah, right. Pitch down 35. And hold her steady.
Yep. You guys push through the atmosphere. The etheric membrane heats up. Right? Sparks fly off the ship a bit. It's normal. Right? Superheated particles in the upper atmosphere bouncing off the ship's hull and stuff.
Watching
the
for
etheric membrane.
watching for enemies that may get through.
Yeah, no. The etheric membrane's too tough for that. It holds out space. You know? Right.
But we can be too hot.
Yeah, you can
We
be
have the
too
wrong
hot
angle.
if you're at the wrong angle and burn up. Right? Because the etheric membrane can get too hot, and then, like flying into a sun, it'll just fail on you, and then all of a sudden all that heat's on you guys.
And we turn into crispy critters.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that today.
But we're not going to do that today. You guys are approaching it at the correct angle, taking your time, and coming down softly.
Yes. If it's all around Skyreach, then we'll land in Skyreach Harbor.
Okay.
Since I know Arian is familiar with signals, when we're within signal range, I'll direct him to signal the harbor and ask for permission to land.
Okay.
And trim sails as we come in.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah. So, Arian, did you catch that?
Yeah, 14 for my profession sailor for the signaling.
Yeah, that's you do your message quite well. Right? They signal asking if you want to pilot.
How do you feel, Corporal? Do you want a pilot to bring her in, or are you alright?
I think I'm alright, ma'am.
That'd be a negative, she says to Arian.
Yeah, pass that back down.
Okay. They direct you to land in the harbor, right? And move at a 1 tactical rating to in the harbor, no faster.
Minimum speed.
Pass it along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, when she gets the information, she says, minimum speed, Corporal.
Trim the sails to assist with that and use the natural prevailing winds to slow us down.
Yeah, you set down in the harbor, and he begins to sail by actual wind power.
Yeah, this is a bit different, but not too much because we're still under the influence of the Spin Busy.
Mm-hmm.
Or is this a smaller Starseed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we're actually under the influence of the Starseed engine.
Mm-hmm.
Which works like the Spin Busy, only it's natural. Yeah. Yep, take her in nice and easy. Got a lot of green sailors here.
Mm-hmm. Well, the harbor's not really busy at the moment.
Well, that's good.
When we get to be
about a, what is it? Not a fathom, but a.
What are you looking for? Like distance away?
Yeah.
For what purpose?
Fully furl the sails.
Oh, well, yeah, I figure you guys do that. You don't have to get into the details of that. But, yeah.
I like that you're thinking that way, though.
I like that you think about it, yes.
Yep, furl the sails.
Yep. You guys throw up the sails.
Well done, she says.
They cast balance to you at the docks.
More up, she says.
Catch him and more. Drop the buffers between the ship and the dock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As you disembark the ship, there is a sergeant standing on the docks.
Afternoon, Sergeant.
He salutes, ma'am.
Yep, returns. Well, yeah, returns it.
Yeah, he salutes. He says, can I ask what your purpose is here?
And my orders are that we are to help track down these bandits who've been creating problems.
So you're going to be here a while?
I expect yes, she says.
Okay, we just need to know that for record. All right, and
Philippe leaves the ship. 2 dings on the bell. Phone Brett departing.
Yep. Steps down. This time she maintains her straight face mostly. There's a corner of her mouth.
Yep.
A little twitch. Oh, it's funny. I love it. Okay.
Crowley says it's probably a good idea if we drop uniforms here and put on some civs.
It might be, she says. She says, yeah, I guess our best bet here is to report in to command and get whatever information they have to.
Before changing out of uniform.
Exactly.
Yep. So you guys head to the command station. It's a wooden building. And built into the side of a tree.
We're off ship and we're in port. We should probably change the background here.
We can change the sound effects, yes.
As I'm leaving, I assign the corporals to port and starboard topside watch.
Gotcha.
Sergeant. Well, Staff Sergeant, sorry.
Madrimlian will actually appoint the Sunfalls to stay with him as well.
That's not necessary, I don't think. We need a skeleton crew to just keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
You can keep out of trouble until we need them.
Nah, we'll go report in.
Ablana.
Yep, head to the command center.
Yep. You head to the command tree.
The command tree, yep. Because we're freaking elves, okay? And everything's in a tree, okay? Yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna be a bad branch of the Navy.
Yep, heads in and,
London seems pretty keen on this.
Yeah, this town is really something Von Vane can get behind. They aren't clearing the trees out of this town, they're building into them. Right? Druids are growing the trees into buildings.
Cool.
Way nicer than the last town we were in, she says.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty. Celine agrees.
This is what a town should look like.
And highly defensible, says Xerxes.
Yeah, I guess, if there's ever any attack. Got the high ground. Except if it comes from space, of course, but...
But if it comes from space, then You never have the high ground.
Well, I guess that's why we have ships in orbit.
But what's defensible about it is that all these trees are oaks.
Nice.
A druid could live oak them.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that, she says. Yep, heads in and
themselves.
Yeah.
looks for the receptionist, the desk clerk.
Yeah, the desk sergeant. Yeah, he says, how may I help you? Yes, sir, ma'am.
She says, we've been ordered to assist with the bandit problem here, she says.
You'll want to talk to the commander then.
If you please, she says.
Not a problem, ma'am. Just a moment. He heads into the next room. He says, alright, he goes like, oh, I didn't get your name, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just, I don't say acting, or do I?
No.
Yeah,
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Wintermist, she says.
Yeah, he says that through the door. We'll show them in. This way.
Thank you.
Come in, he says,
Yep, she salutes.
Snap to attention, salute.
Commander Alana Wintervale. She smiles at you. As you were.
How do you do, Commander? She says.
I'm excellent. How are you?
She says, well, happy to get some ground under me for a little while.
You must be new to the Navy.
Oh, not at all, ma'am, she says.
After a while, the sailors, they come here and they wobble all over the place because they're...
I'm sure I'm wobbling, she says. She says, here's a copy of my orders, ma'am.
Thank you. And she takes them and reads them. She goes, okay. What do you need from us?
She says, well, I was hoping for whatever information you had on who, where, and when everyone was attacked, she says.
Sure, there's been 7 attacks.
Okay.
She says, they're all marked on your map. Well, 6 of them are marked on your map. There's one that happened right here just last night.
Last night. Okay, that's helpful, she says.
Right? She says, the people were accosted, roughed up a bit, she says, but left alive and with enough supplies to get them back to town.
Has anyone had a look at the attackers?
They believe them to be elves.
I see. Okay.
Right?
But they're wearing masks or something.
They're wearing hoods and masks.
Right. How many at a time?
Interesting.
About a dozen.
Large group.
Yeah, usually 10 to a dozen. Never more than 12. Nobody's ever seen more than that. That might be their whole group.
Good to know, she says. I understand there may be reason to believe they have the use of a warship.
Mm-hmm. They are somewhere where they are well defended here. There are a lot of interesting fauna on this world that we are trying to bring under megafauna.
Megafauna. Neat.
Yes, well, the Ratatosk live in Yggdrasil's Sprout.
Okay, right. She says, I heard about them. Squirrel people.
Yes, Ratatosk is a 6-foot squirrel. So you can imagine what kind of animals live around 6-foot squirrels.
Yes, I don't imagine I want to see the wildcat that's hunting them.
Right. She says, so we believe they have something to deter the wild predators.
Understood. Although, do you think it could be possible they are working with rangers and druids exclusively?
It's possible they're working with druids and rangers. Right. Though I've never seen greedy druids and rangers.
What have they been taking?
Valuables.
Valuables. Interesting.
Valuables.
Not supplies.
No. That's the other reason we believe they have a warship somewhere. They're well supplied somewhere.
I understand there's a gnome community on this world. Do you think they could be
Yes.
selling to them?
I don't know. You could check with the gnomes. The place is called Whirlybird.
Whirlybird. She says, not that I suspect the gnomes know that these are ill-gotten goods or anything.
No, of course not. But if they are trading with gnomes, feel free to inform the gnomes that they are trading ill-gotten goods, and they'll stop doing it.
Good to know. That's another avenue we can pursue, definitely. She says.
Do we have a description of the valuables that were taken?
Yes. A lot of them. Some is random gold, bullion, and coins.
Right. We'll never find them again, I'm sure,
No.
she says.
There was anything distinctive reported?
Well, yes. She says a few things that are distinctive. Jewelry pieces more than anything.
Perhaps a list of those.
Absolutely, Staff Sergeant.
She says, does anyone else have any questions they want to ask of the commander? Looks around the group.
No, but Madrimelin is just looking around the room.
Mm-hmm.
He has an odd feeling to see if she's got stuff above her means type thing.
Suspicious.
In her office?
Suspicious.
No, it looks like a military office. There's very little personal effects in here at all.
That's all I was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I mean, we just came from a place where clearly there was corruption in the Navy. Who knows how far that spread?
Mm-hmm.
The
Sure,
staff sergeant asks if there's any reports on like a general direction they tend to retreat in once they're done their raid.
She says, no, they generally use a sleep gas on everybody there and then make their retreat.
That's interesting. Where are they getting that?
Yep.
I wonder.
I don't know. She says, alchemists are not
Bend
able
against
to...
that particular.
What's that? Well, Yasma? Don, what was that?
She wants to know if there's anything.
You cut out there too. There. She wants to know if there's anything.
We can use to prevent us being put to sleep.
Being elves is the main thing. It shouldn't affect you.
Elves have a natural resistance to do it.
Were these elves who were
Yes.
attacked? But it was sleep gas who was working on elves.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it's non-magical sleep gas of some kind.
That's yeah, I agree, she says, nodding.
Fun.
Our alchemists have not been able to analyze it because we haven't been able to get it yet.
Well, maybe one of the plants that's undocumented here.
I think that might be where Madrimlian was going, she says.
That's what I was thinking. Naturally occurring something from a plant. And can you do gust of wind?
No. Second level spell.
Not immediately.
No, you can't. It's a second level spell.
She says, though perhaps the sergeant might have some idea. I seem to recall him saying that he grew up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Have you heard of anything that would do that? She says.
I have not. I've been gone quite a while, though.
Right. It's worth a shot, she says.
Could always try the old wine-soaked bandana.
I think that's a good idea, she says. Yeah, I think we will use that as a precaution, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't heard it was next on my list of things to suggest. You're like some kind of mind reader, Sarge.
Yes.
Okay. That's
Once
funny.
we're outside, the sergeant will take Yasmin aside and inform her that NCOs always know everything.
You mean Vonvin?
Yeah, Vonvin.
So my mother always
She just
said.
chuckles.
No, he took her aside, so I didn't hear that, obviously. She says, okay, is there anything else you think we should know at this time, Commander?
She says, nobody has been seriously hurt yet.
That is good to know.
What are the frequency? Sorry, I'm just going to ask this already, but what are the frequency of the raids?
Weekly or so. For the past few months.
So where were all these caravans traveling to?
Various settlements. They're colonizing. We're colonizing this world.
Right.
How large were the caravans that were struck?
Depends on the caravan.
Biggest to smallest, if that's okay, ma'am.
Let me think here, she says. Well, the smallest was a wagon with a family in it.
Right.
Right? Whereas the largest was a wagon train of about 12 wagons in Remuda.
Right. And they knocked everybody out with the sleep gas,
Mm-hmm.
and then took their things and left.
And the horses.
And the
so
horses.
They had to come back.
Mm.
They couldn't make it out to where they were going.
Got it, she says. Are they here in town?
Oh, yeah. Most of these people are still here in town because they can't get there now. They have no money.
She says, do you know, or how would I find out where they're staying?
She says, I have that all written down.
Thank you. We'd love the opportunity to talk to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she gives you a notebook.
Thank you, she says.
No problem.
Out of curiosity, ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
are there any sylvan creatures in the area?
I'm not sure. I don't think so, but it's possible, she says. If there are, they haven't ever made any contact with us.
Go ahead, Staff Sergeant.
If we're done here, ma'am, may I suggest we go to the site of the most recent raid? It might still be possible for Crowley to send something out.
I was thinking that too, she says. Absolutely. She says, yes, I think I don't think we have anything else for now, ma'am, if that's okay, she says.
That's fine. She says, come back to me if you think of anything else you might need.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good luck.
Yep, she salutes and heads out, taking that as a dismissal.
Yep, salutes and head out.
Yeah, she says, yeah, you're right. The faster we get out there, the more information we might be able to find.
Hmm.
Will we have to take the torpedo boat?
No,
The commander say it happened right here, ma'am, in town.
just outside.
Yeah, just outside. Okay, well, let's...
Right. Well, basically a couple hours out of town, but by foot. But you could get horses.
Yeah, do you guys ride? She says.
Well enough to stay in the saddles, says Rovel.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
about
want to do it in
that.
combat.
But a try.
All right, well,
Pretty
let's get...
dexterous, man.
Well enough to stay in the saddle, but I wouldn't want to do anything fancy.
Yeah, I'm not exactly the most practiced rider either. I can. But let's get some horses, she says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you requisition some horses from the base.
Yeah.
Good elven horses.
So they are white or green.
Yep, they're green.
Nice. Fey horses.
Yep, and they are...
Or dappled gray. That's another one that's
Or-
traditionally
yeah.
a Fey horse. Yeah.
Yeah, they are green though, most of them.
Well, that's a horse of a different color.
And
Boo hiss.
very lean, live, fast.
Well, hopefully not too spirited, or we're all going to take a plummet into the woods because we're going to get dumped in the bracken the first time there's some grass to eat. None of us are exactly master horsemen.
I can ride pretty good, says Crowley. But I have a question.
Huh?
Is there any other choice of mount than horse?
Well, that's true. Crowley is rather small.
Maybe a domesticated reptile that's quick?
Yes. You want it?
If I do remember, there are dinosaurs on some of these planets, right?
Not this one, nope.
No?
Not
No,
this
there's
one.
megafauna and stuff on here though. Right?
We could get a howdah on a mammoth.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Where do you go? Probably not in this area. This borders tropical forest.
Yeah,
they don't
too
want
far
it here.
south. But you could get a Smilodon.
I'm not riding no.
A what?
A Smilodon. A saber-toothed tiger.
What is that?
A saber-toothed tiger.
All right. I'm in.
Okay.
And how do the horses react to the saber-toothed tiger? Don't give a shit?
They don't
Great.
give a rat's ass.
Nice. Perfect.
Saber-toothed tiger doesn't give a rat's ass about them either.
Sergeant reminds Crowley of the tale of the warrior who rode a tiger.
Which warrior that rode the tiger?
The one that got on and couldn't get off because he was afraid to let go.
Oh no, my brother here. We'll have an understand.
It's like they say, any idiot can grab a tiger by the balls. It takes a hero to hang on for the ride.
No, pet my new mountain. You never mind. Actually, I'll say that in
Phoenix? Did we lose you?
no. Don't have a language set up yet, so have to whole lot of work. So
Yeah.
my own native tongue.
Yeah, so you say it in Phoenix to him?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Finokian, maybe? I don't know.
Finokian?
Finocian? I don't know. Anyway, yes. Phenog. Purrs and makes a, ear twitch or something. I
Yep.
don't know.
Meow.
Yeah, a
Selena
little
strangely
grumble, meow.
What's that?
Selena strangely amused. It's the first time she's ever heard him make a meow type noise.
Not to mention a switch of a tail.
Yep. He looks just disinterested in people. He's more interested in you now that you talk to him, and he seems to understand you. At least basics.
All right, well, let's get going, she says.
Yeah. Up.
Yeah, is Yasmin going to ride on the saber-tooth tiger with Crowley?
Oh, no, no, no. I'm going to have a hard enough time with a horse.
Uh-huh. So how long ago was the last raid?
Last night.
Okay.
That's why we're heading out there as quickly as we can,
Yeah.
because hopefully we're not going to lose a lot of forensic evidence, right?
Right.
And maybe there's a smell that Crowley can track.
Mm-hmm.
At least going in the opposite direction. Or a different direction.
Yeah, as we get nearer to the spot, by the way.
Yeah.
Unless we are molested on the way or something.
Nope.
Okay. Then I'll stop us up for a minute and say, okay, let's use that wine and bandana trick that Sarge suggested. She does that, splashes some wine, and
Yep. Soak a bandana in wine, put it around your nose.
Fun.
Yep.
Now you guys are all murder winos.
Yep. At least we smell like it.
Yeah, murder winos.
Well, while we're doing that, we're jumping changes out of uniform and into civvies.
What are you trying to do?
Yeah, civilian.
We were going to change before we headed out here originally, remember?
Yes, that was before we realized that we had limited amounts of time.
Alright, he pulls his uniform back on. He hadn't quite gotten it off yet.
I appreciate that you want to play super spy, she says, and you have the skills for it. But this just isn't the time, she says, putting a hand on his shoulder.
We love you, man, but... He shakes his head.
Besides that, you don't know what fighting bugs are out here to take advantage of your nakedness.
Yes.
Oh, good point.
Let's go.
Yeah. You guys make it to the area, right? You know it's the area because there is some debris left from where they broke into a couple of safes.
Okay, so those of us who don't have any skill in tracking will stand out of the frickin' way so we're not stomping on important evidence, and let the people who do have tracking do their job. We will
Good idea.
watch out around us and make sure that we are not suddenly,
Ambush.
shot by an arrow from the bracken or something.
Oh, Madrimlian has one rank in survival, which isn't going to be good enough, but he is going to be looking around for maybe dropped coinage and stuff.
Okay. Well, the only person who tracks is Crowley.
Yeah.
Right, so you head over to where the.
We need like woodsy music now.
Oh yeah, woodsy music. Woodsy music. Elven Vale Night.
Make a 14 climb check and up into a tree and post up with the bow to stand watch.
Okay.
Going to use one of my abilities to roll the.
To what? Roll again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna use your fate ability. Okay.
Did somebody fail catastrophically?
Rolled a 2.
Almost catastrophically. Wouldn't that be a catastrophe? God damn it! I
A
failed.
catastrophe?
Yeah. I messed it up.
14.
14. Well, you do get a few cents around here. You're not sure where they go though.
Just step over here for a second.
Does Madrimlin notice any fallen coins?
Nope.
So you say there's faint scent in the air, right?
Yeah, they're a sense of people. Elves. You can
Elves?
tell they're
Okay.
elves.
Now,
Oh, smell like
which
flowers.
which way? I'm gonna lick one of my pinky hairs. Is there a breeze? Slightest
course.
one.
There's a slight breeze.
Head towards the breeze. Give a sniff.
Okay. You make another track check.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. Yeah, now you can pick it up. All right. The sense of these people
Sorry.
go in two directions. One down the road further out of town, one back towards town. One group of them.
Thing. Smell of one person went off, or a group went off, and one person went back.
No, a group went back to town, a group went off down the road.
Okay. Presume the back to town were the ones that were robbed, or setting up mark, and the ones that road dashing the. Oh,
You were cutting in and out, man.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
Moving forward.
What's that?
Said, I believe that way is where they're going to stash. That way, if any of them went back towards town, going to set up more marks. Look for more marks.
Gotcha.
So I say we follow the stash for now.
The one heading out of town, he means. Okay, yep, let's do it.
Yes.
She says.
Madrimlin looks around at the countryside and looks for any way for a good point of ambush spots to come from.
From your vantage point? Right. Well, there's lots of trees. This place is heavily forested. And they cut a road through the forest.
So they could all just been hiding behind trees. Dang it.
Yeah. They could be hiding behind trees right now and you wouldn't know. Well, you probably would because Crowley'd smell them. But.
Okay, well, I'm going to move up to the first level or branches or so. Okay. I'm going to travel up through the trees as the rest of the group travels forward.
Okay.
Just quick convo with the same. Go up here. You sit down here with them. Yeah, I'll call you, bud.
Okay, he licks you. And purrs. Well, chuffs. He's too big to purr.
All right, and move forward.
Okay.
Madrimland dismounts.
Yeah, is it the kind of trees that we can ride horses through, or?
Not if you had to go off the road. Right? Horses are too big. The cat is too big. This thing, except for cats, can fit in areas where horses can't.
Right. Okay, well, we might as well
Right.
leave the horses or leave them here, one of the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could leave them here with the Smilodon guarding them if Crowley talked to his Smilodon buddies that guard the horses.
Yep. I'll ask him.
Sure. He's amiable with that. He goes and lays down by the horses. Or it's like, big fucking cat.
They should be safe as babes.
All right, let's move on then.
Yep.
Yeah, ground tie the horses and move on. Make sure to take our supplies with us just in case.
Yeah, you might be gone a while.
Yep.
Yeah, Madrimland will take point. Keeping his eyes and ears open.
Okay. How are you following him, Madrimland?
We're following the road, aren't we? Oh no, we're going into the bush. Well, he's going to use. He's also watching for Crowley.
Yeah.
Crowley's
Crowley's
on
taking
point.
Yeah, what I'm saying is Madrimland's point of the group on the ground.
Okay.
Keeping his eyes and ears open this way if
Give
he hears things.
another sniff and see where the strongest scent is coming.
Yeah, it goes down the road a ways and then off into the bushes.
Hold up a minute, says Celine. Now, I believe the Marines have a procedure by which they move through potential enemy territory. Am I correct?
That'd be, she's asking the sergeant. And
Yeah, sorry, I look at Arian.
Yes, ma'am. Keep the group dispersed so no one person can get, or no group of them can get pinched by the same ambush. Make sure we have a message running with whoever's running point.
Silent signals?
Well, messages you whisper and it's at a distance. Then make sure you have experienced people at both the front and the back.
Right. And we all look in different
It
areas,
better-
is that correct? A different arc of the circle?
Well,
Okay.
yes, ma'am. You can do it that way. Usually, you just alternate left and right as you go back the line.
Okay, that's fair enough. That makes more sense since we're not trained to do it otherwise. Okay, I'll activate the message spell. Actually, no. She says, I need to save my magic in case we need healing. We don't know, and I'm the...
I'll use a message, says Xerxes.
Be an Orson or a...
Very good,
or a
thank you.
cantrip, anyway.
Yeah.
And I have prepared a few potions.
No laugh with there, sweetheart. You're going to, of course, keep your eyes in the sky, she says.
Who, she says.
Silly girl.
Yeah, she
The
takes
bad
off
guy,
into the
says
trees.
the sergeant. What do you mean, who?
Her head turns on her shoulders and she looks directly at the sergeant and blinks. And she turns her head around.
Like right around, yeah. Because she's an owl. Yeah, Celine laughs. She thinks that's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, she bobs a couple times. You get the impression that she thought it was funny.
All right, so I guess that means you'll have to take the back there, Sarge, she says, since we want experienced people on both sides.
Kinda what I was figuring, man.
All right. She
Yeah.
says we'll get the. Yeah, she spaces them out so that there's combat people, right, and healing people kind of interspersed,
Okay.
right, so we can reach people quickly if need be. All right, let's move out.
Okay. Crowley's gonna look ahead in the direction
Mm-hmm.
void of any following this.
Following this.
Scent.
Oh, yeah, okay. You're cutting out a bit.
Sorry.
Is good. You hear the sound of monkeys.
That's going to make listening
Close,
difficult.
or is it echoing through?
What's that?
They sound close, or is the sound echoing?
They sound both close and far away. They're talking to each other in the trees.
Yeah. Fourth. Put one finger over my lip and look down at the head of the group.
Yeah, he'll just raise his hand with a fist in the air.
Yep, pass it along. Hold up.
Yeah.
Pass it along. Clap.
Give a good pops.
Give a good
Well,
which?
at my level anyway.
Give a good
I'm
what?
gonna look scan the branches.
Okay.
If I can see any movement up in the branches.
Okay, roll a perception check.
While Crowley's doing that, the sergeant pulls the hood up on his cloak.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's
I
up?
use that ability again, and I am keeping track of how many.
Okay.
Madrimlin is also
19.
looking around.
19?
Yes.
Yes, you can spot movement up in the trees.
A lot of movement, and is it coming towards us?
No, it's just, you think it's monkeys moving around in the higher branches.
Okay, Crowley will kind of mock like he's scratching under it, hop up and down,
Sorry, can you-
finger over his lip again.
Yeah, he's pantomiming monkeys.
Right.
Is what he's doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, is he
We
heading
do
out
have
again?
Then he'll make the signal to move forward.
Yeah, so as soon as Crowley starts moving, hand up, finger pointed up, and motion forward.
Yep, we'll move forward then. I'm gonna put something over my head too. If they fling poo, I don't want it in my hair.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I'll follow suit. It seems like a good idea.
Seems like smart.
Yeah. Put on my hat and pass the signal.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys move through the trees. It is dark, but being elves, fortunately, you can see each other. Right? But that's it. Like at the 15 feet between each of you, right? You can barely make out the guy behind you and the guy in front of you.
Oh, it was nighttime when we went here? Or it's just that thick of a canopy?
It's that thick of a canopy.
Wow. Okay.
Like I said, Madrumlin is keeping his eyes and ears open for anything out of the ordinary, which includes a sudden silence in the canopy.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. We must be on the north side then, the tropical part. Yeah.
Yep.
I do have jungle music here somewhere, by the way. Just letting you know.
I think I got jungle on here too. Jungle tropical.
As I'm climbing through the trees and looking around and stuff, am I seeing any insects, small lizards?
Oh yeah, you see little lizards. You see a snake.
About what size is that?
That snake? Big enough you don't want to get near it.
Okay.
Bigger around
Well,
than your head.
Yeah, I'll maneuver around it, but I will also point it out to the group.
Yeah. Anaconda.
Right.
Yep, point it out and keep moving. Slowly and carefully. Madrumlin is also looking for unnatural growth formations, aka trees that look like they've been bent over or broken and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a jungle.
Uh-huh.
If it's been more than 10 minutes, you wouldn't be able to tell.
About different types of fruit.
Yeah, there are fruits in the trees.
If there's anything that looks odd that I've never seen before,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to harvest a couple of small pieces of fruit.
But there's things about the size of an apple that look like stars.
Okay, I'll 4 or 5 of those.
Okay?
Say 5.
Starfruit, nice.
One thing that's there's a couple things that are unique to Peridot,
Mm-hmm.
right? There are flowers that glow slightly in the dark.
Yep.
Right? And there are also berries that come from those flowers.
Mhm.
Right. Not at the same time, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are roses that glow in the dark there. White roses.
Neat. Those are gone by the time that, well, or maybe they're not. Maybe I just didn't write
No,
them.
they're in the Alfar area.
Okay.
The Alfar grow roses.
That's cool. That makes sense. I didn't write about the Alpha area.
Yeah.
Okay.
The place that's called Rose something or other.
Cleostelan.
Class one, yeah.
I'm going to also toss down a couple of those fruit to each of the group as they're walking through, and then I'll catch.
Yeah, Vonvin, you can make me a survival check. And make me an intelligence check or survival, whichever you have, for the sergeant
Solid.
too.
Yeah, Florian.
It'd be knowledge nature, right?
No, survival. I want survival.
Well, Madrumlin has survival as well.
Yeah, he's never been
17.
here.
Fair enough.
17 for Von Bin.
Okay, and do you have knowledge nature, Vonvin?
Yes, I do.
You can roll that too.
13 for the sergeant.
Okay. Was that an intelligence or a survival check there?
I mean, it's just don't have any ranks in it.
Oh, okay. So it's a wisdom check?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, can you roll your knowledge nature there, Vonvin?
Yep, that's also a 17.
Yeah, you both know that these fruit are edible, right? You can't remember what exactly the other elves call them there, Sergeant. But, Vonvin, you know that they're colloquially called starfruit. And they are very edible and supposed to be pretty tasty. And you know they're pretty tasty there, Sergeant. You've eaten them before. When you were young.
Nostalgia coming back here for him, I bet.
Do I
Nice.
know about like the
That'll be tasty
durians?
later.
Okay. What was that, Sergeant?
Just like normal jungle where there's the starfruit, and then there's also whatever they're called durian or whatever that tastes like wet dish eggs.
Yeah, durians. Yes, you can get durians here. Smell like vomit and taste like wet dish rags. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I'm not getting one of those.
No. No, these are a star fruit. They're about the size of an
Durian
apple.
are really hard and spiky.
Oh, okay, I know what you guys are talking about now. I've seen those. That's what they taste like? Yuck. I'll pass.
Oh, durians?
Yeah.
Those are those big things that you get in the store. They're big and have spikes on them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
it
seen
smell
them.
like vomit. Tastes like.
What the hell would people buy them for then?
Some people like them.
Okay.
Are you talking about a prickly pear?
I've never tried one.
No. Durian. It's about the size of a basketball.
Okay.
Right, but don't
Spiky.
the immature ones look sort of like starfruit?
Sort of.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, but these are brightly colored.
Okay.
Bright yellow, right?
Yep.
So somebody said those will be tasty later.
Yeah, that's what.
Pocket them.
Yep. Ruvel bites into one. Oh, they're good.
I'll munch one.
They are sweet.
Right into that as soon as they.
What was that?
Thanks, Callie. Say
What was that, Yasma?
As soon as I see the people that know eat it, then I'll eat it.
Yeah.
But Dremlin's gonna hold off because they look really juicy. So if you need extra fluid, you might use it for that.
You're in a jungle, Drumland.
Yeah, but some of this water may not be safe to drink.
Cut a vine.
That's true.
Not only that, because we're in a jungle, dehydration can hit actually faster than normal.
But there's water everywhere.
Yep.
Well, I brought extra water.
Yeah.
That's why you have 2 water skins instead of 1.
Yep.
So I'm assuming there's plenty of like native plants and stuff.
Oh yeah.
The sergeant would know to weave into his stuff, and mud to put on like jungle paint and stuff like that. Since this is like coming home for him,
Yeah.
so he's doing
This
that
is
as
where
he
you grew up.
moves along. Yeah, so he's doing that as he moves along.
So we will ask
Basically,
when
his
he's
cloak becomes a ghillie suit and ends up in camo paint.
He ends up all camoed up and yeah.
Well, I don't have a ghillie suit, so
He doesn't either. He turned his cloak into one.
I know. I'm just trying to oh, okay. I'm trying to learn, right?
Yeah.
So I'll try to see if I can make that work.
Okay. Roll survival.
The German will fabricate disguise.
Yeah, he can do that.
Okay.
Lucky him.
Oh, I still have to roll my disguise check.
Yeah.
Aaron,
Uh huh.
how does this place?
How does displacement work? When somebody tries to hit you in
Like-
combat, yeah, you have minor
Is it like a
displacement.
displacer beast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now I know.
Yeah. They have to roll
18.
like 50. They have to roll to hit you to see if they actually hit you or not.
Yeah.
Rolled an 18 for my disguise.
Okay. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 14.
Okay, you can get a reasonable facsimile of what he's doing.
All right. Yep. Try to make myself a little less conspicuous then.
Yep. Okay. I think that's where we'll call it. Because you guys are going to encounter the bad guys next time.
Yay! Murder hobos! No.
Yeah. So you can be
Well-
murder hobos and
No, we're not gonna murder hobo them. They haven't killed anybody.
yeah.
Besides, we're not
Wow.
murder hobos now, we're murder winos, remember?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good place to stop right before combat because we'll run late if we start a fight.
Oh yeah, we've
That's
got
a
10
fair-
minutes left, so. And I'm not guaranteeing there'll be a
Besides
fight,
that,
but it's
If
gonna
you
be a
murder
fun.
hobo them,
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks to anyone who joined us. Moving over from our Saturday night, this is going to be our regular broadcast night now due to our changed schedule. Just a note that I've almost made affiliate here on our channel. Right? What I have left to do is collect 8 more followers. When that happens, there will be a raffle, and the prize will probably be a physical book that I will send to somebody. So it's a pretty good prize. So tell your friends, get them to follow the channel. Right? Once we got 50 followers, there'll be a raffle. My next broadcast will be Diane Writes, which I do every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Toy Soldiers Old School is game mastered by Aaron Ree, based on the Toy Soldier Saga universe, created by Diane Morrison. Audio is provided by TeamSpeak. Sound effects and ambience, grudgingly apparently today, provided by Sirenscape. Music provided by White Sand. Check out his Patreon at patreon.com/whitesand. Mapping software provided by Campaign Cartographer 3+, and World Spinner with adaptations in Adobe Photoshop. Gaming software provided by Fantasy Grounds, Hero Lab, and World Anvil. Check out our campaign at www.worldanvil.com/w/Toy Soldier Saga. Distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution License. The Toy Soldier Saga is copyright 1995 by Diane Morrison, all rights reserved. Thanks for joining us, guys, and we will see you next week.